The metric balance can be used to weigh items up to 3 kilograms, and you can see that it's calibrated here, 2¾ kilograms up to 3 kilograms. So it goes from 0 to 3 kilograms. We have 20 items of fruit and veg that we can place on the metric balance to weigh. The metric balance is ideal for use up on the interactive whiteboard. One of the first activities is to find the weight of each of the 20 items. So if you want to pick an item, so for example, scroll over the vegetables and fruits, click on the apple. That brings the apple up into the highlighted yellow square. Then you go above the balance and click, and it will drop an apple on to your metric balance. Over here then you can see that the apple weighs 100 grams or 0.1 of a kilogram. And again, you can put on the digital output here, 100 grams, and again you can click to turn on and off, so you can hide the output, and then the children could write that on their dry white marker boards and display it. So again, you would click on an item, so the potato, it goes up into the yellow square, and then you click and it places it on the metric balance. And again, the potato and the apple weigh 200 grams. So again, if I click on the apple, that highlights it, and I can erase a single item or clear all. So I'm erasing the apple. So the potato and the apple weigh 200 grams. So if I erase the apple, that leaves the potato weighing 100 grams. So again, we can see that the potato and the apple are each 100 grams. So each of these fruit and veg here, they all have relative weights. And the heaviest item, so if we clear all, the heaviest item is the large watermelon. And if we place that on the balance, we can see that it weighs 1 kilogram. And again, if we place, for example, the corn on the cob with the watermelon, we can see that the corn on the cob and the watermelon together weigh 1,850 grams or 1 kilogram 850 grams. So again, you can ask the children, what is the weight of the corn on the cob? They should be after observing that the watermelon was 1 kilogram, so the corn on the cob is 850 grams. And again, to correct it, to be right, click on the watermelon and then erase it, and we can see that the corn on the cob is 850 grams. So one of the first activities to do is to examine the scales itself. And when we examine the scales, we can see that 1 kilogram is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, into 16 slots. So if we divide 1000 grams by 16, we can see that each segment then is 62.5 grams. So 62.5 grams, 125 grams, 187.5 grams, 250 grams. So again, even that alone, there's lots of mathematical work there in working out what each unit division is worth. Work with the children to weigh and record each item in turn. So we can see that the onion weighs 125 grams. So the next step would be to weigh all the items singularly in turn. Clear all. The next activity would be for you to ask the children, they now have the weights of each of the 20 items. So then you would say to them, okay, so what would a green apple and a corn on the cob weigh? So using their weights then, they add the two weights, the weight of the corn on the cob and the green apple, and they write it on their dry white marker board. And then for you to check the answer, click the corn on the cob and go down and bring it up into the yellow box, then place it on the scales, plus the green apple. So you got to click on the green apple. Now that places it in the selected yellow square, place it on the scale. So the corn on the cob and the green apple weighs 950 grams, and again the children then can correct it. Or you could do 3 add-ins. So you would ask them, what does the corn on the cob, the green apple, and for example let's pick one here, and the pear weigh? Again, using their 20 weights, they add the 3 of them, then we place the pear on the scales, and again they can see that it 1.2 kilograms or 1,200 grams. And again, you can show grams and kilograms by switching it on and off. Then once you have placed the 3 items on the scale, you could say to the children, using the weights, if we remove the green apple, what will the weight of the corn and the cob and the pear be? So again, they're using their printout of the 20 weights. They remove the value of the apple, so it's a subtraction sum. When they remove the apple, we click on the apple to remove it and then click erase, and it goes from 1,100 grams to 1,200 grams to 1,100 grams, or 1.1 kilograms. So there are many different ways in which you can use your metric balance up on the interactive whiteboard. First of all, just simply weighing, and then combining 2 weights or 3 weights and finding a total. Or if you have 3 items on your scales, you ask them, if you remove a particular item, what will the scales go back to? Finally, then, you would combine the use of the metric balance up on the interactive whiteboard with the children using their own metric balance in pairs or in groups at their tables, and give them a whole collection of objects plus a task sheet with exercises and activities and calculations and comparisons to be made. Again, you can use your pen tool to write over the screen, and you can go to your teacher notes to find other ways in which to use the metric balance with your class in the coming year.